30 insanely powerful men have gathered in Malaysia. They spent years preparing for the battle ahead, a battle for the ultimate accolade in their sport. 30 titans with one ambition, becoming the Commerce World's Strongest Man. Two of these men have already held that title. For the others, the hunger for glory grows. Stand by for a colossal qualifying campaign. Malaysia, cultural crossroads and venue for the 2015 Commerce World's Strongest Man. It's bumper to bumper here in Kuala Lumpur, and we've got 30 of the world's finest ready to battle across 5 heats for 10 places in the final round. Without any further ado, let's meet the men of Heat 1.
Mateusz Baron, Poland.
Martin Forsmark, Sweden. Adam Bishop, Great Britain.
Robert Oberst, United States.
GF Carroll, Canada.
Brian Shaw, United States.
Well, the competition has been beefed up this year, and so has our Channel 5 coverage, because joining us are Charlie Webster and also twice a podium finisher at World's Strongest Man, Terry Hollands. Charlie, this is your first time. Are you excited?
Oh my gosh, so excited to be here, and I was brought up with it as a kid. And to actually see the athletes in the flesh, they are so incredibly powerful.
They certainly are. Terry, you're not competing this year, but we do still have a very strong British contingent.
Yeah, we've got an amazing 5 guys competing for Britain here this year, and hopefully we can get a few of them through to the final.
Let's hope so. The competition does look really fierce, because for the first time in years, all the favourites are arriving in really top condition.
Yeah, normally you get a couple of guys coming in with slight injuries at least. They're all in great shape, they're all ready to do battle. It's going to be incredible.
I think we should get on with the action. Here's event 1, the loading race.
And awaiting us at the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya are the men who are going to guide us through this year's tournament. Colin Bryce and first, Danny Wallace.
Thanks, James. So, the first event, loading race. 60 seconds to move a sack, which is roughly 20 stones in weight, then 2 barrels at 17.5 stone each, onto a platform.
Ladies and gentlemen,
not complicated, but it is tough. So who have we got? Adam Bishop, first of all. He is the Brit. Pretty new to all this. It's his first time in this competition. Strength coach at the Rugby Club Harlequins. We've got Baron from Poland. Former Poland's strongest man. He's been out with injuries for a while. Check this guy out. They call him Obi. He should be contending in World's Strongest Beard. Looks like it's made of iron filings. So here we go, Colin.
Underway with his sack first. It's the heavier of the 2 implements, but in many ways it's easier to manhandle, and big OB at 6'8" makes light work of that.
Jogging straight back. Doesn't look like a natural jogger, but he's straight there with the barrel. That sack, by the way, weighed the same as a tiger, just for context.
You know what? What makes this so difficult, Danny, is it's slippy. These are plastic barrels. 245 pounds, and Baron, he's figured it out. He's got a technique there. That's 1 up. He's got to go back for the second.
So he's overtaken the big American Obi there. He's going to jog back now, get the 3rd one. They do seem to be struggling when it comes to picking this up in the first place.
Well, he's got a big chest and power stomach on him, Obi. He doesn't make it easier to get his arms around things. I think Baron can finish this. 60 seconds is the time limit.
He's going to finish it. Baron puts it down. 52 seconds. We have a winner. So where are the others? Bishop, a few seconds left, wisely given up probably an OB there. So Bishop is at the bottom, only 2 implements for him and OB, but Baron at the top.
Well, not such a good start for Adam Bishop on the far side there. He looked good with the sack, but he struggled to get the grip on this barrel, but Baron, no problem at all. He could have done more.
So 3 more guys, the second race.
Jean-Francois Caron.
Caron there. He is Canada's strongest man. He's won that title the past 4 years.
Sweden, Martin Forsmark.
Forsmark looking cool. He's actually a policeman. Just to warn you, if you're thinking of committing any crimes in Sweden. And Brian Shaw, two-time world strongest man champion, and also a top college basketball player in his day.
Yes, he was. He's a great athlete, Brian. 6'8". He should pick this up and chew the ground up with those long legs. He's such an athlete, though Caron's in the lead. That's a surprise. Brian, normally the very best at loading. And of course, this year, we've got 2 loading events in the heats. The stones at the end, the 6th event. And that's double points, which may well give Brian an advantage. But look at Caron, the French-Canadian.
Really going ahead there. There's a slight problem with grip. I noticed Forsmark isn't wearing gloves at this time.
Yeah, now we saw that in the first heat. None of them were wearing gloves, and they were slipping off of these plastic barrels. You can see there's almost no grip, but
Caron's off. Look at him. He's powering ahead. This is an upset, isn't it?
For sure, and Barron's time of 52 seconds has been annihilated. So too by Brian Shaw, but you're right. Shaw was the man that was meant to win there.
Forsmark still struggling. He's got 10 seconds to carry that 17.5-stone barrel to the platform. He's giving it a go, but no, Forsmark giving up there.
Yeah, just exhaustion got the better of him. That's the winner. What a surprise.
How big of an upset is that?
Well, 38 seconds to 43. I mean, 5 seconds is a big difference. And Brian, I think he looks a little bewildered there. He was comfortably beaten. Caron, he obviously had his game plan. He stuck to it. He had a perfect grip. Good on him.
Top marks there to the man from the land of the maple leaf. Caron spoiling his American rivals' plans of a perfect start. Remember, though, the top 2 qualify for the final, so with 5 events left, this is still wide open. Well, the pressure will be on for Caron in our next event, with a packed field of strongman rivals behind him, including a 2-time world champion and Robert Oberst. Welcome back. It's Heat 1 of the 2015 Commerce World's Strongest Man. Let's get straight over to the Putrajaya Marina to join Charlie Webster and Terry Hollands.
Thanks, James. For event 2, it sees the athletes take it up a gear with the deadlift. But it's no ordinary deadlift, it's a car. It weighs 370 kilograms, and that's the equivalent of the whole of England's front line. But Terry, this is a pure lift, so would you say this is the truest test of strength?
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's, you know, deadlift's always who can lift the most weight or who can lift a very heavy weight as many times as possible. This is definitely, in my opinion, the truest test of strength.
And how do you think our Brit hopeful Adam Bishop will fare? Because do you think his experience of being a strength and conditioning coach will help at all?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, this is definitely an event Adam can do really well on. He's a great deadlifter, and yeah, I see him doing well on this one.
I'm looking forward to seeing the guys, so thanks, Terry. It's time for some deadlift action.
Deadlift action, indeed. As you heard there, the phrase, the truest test of strength. 60-second time limit, 370 kg. Martin Forsmark there.
From Sweden,
he counts the legend Magnus Samuelsson as one of his heroes. He'll be up against the Brit.
From Great Britain, Adam Bishop.
Adam Bishop. And Terry has said that Adam should do very well indeed here, Colin.
Well, I think Terry's a little optimistic. This is his actual personal best weight for a single Adam, but he's attacked it. He's very explosive, and I think the occasion is getting to him here in a good way.
He's going straight for it, Bishop. Now, you say this is his personal best in terms of lifting.
A 1-rep max, yes.
But it's hot here.
It is hot. I'm not sure that's a help, though. If anything, it's a hindrance with all the humidity. 3 reps apiece. Forsmark trying to squeeze another.
Getting up there. Now, these straps, they've got straps on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's just hanging on by his fingertips, and these straps make a huge difference.
Forsmark's struggling now to get the 5th. He's out. He's happy with that. Can Bishop get the 4th rep? You can see it on his face. So Forsmark, the current leader, with 4 reps. Bishop struggling to get the 4th.
But I think he'll be happy with that, you know, Danny. 3 reps at his personal best.
I think he'd be happier if he'd won.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the world's strongest man, his debut contest. Let's hear from him now.
Adam, 3 deadlifts with the car, but huge congratulations though, because for you that was a little bit more a PB.
Yeah, well, my PB on a bar back home is 370, so to pull 3 reps with 370 on the car is excellent for me.
Can you talk us through that very last one that you were trying to do? You had 20 seconds to go and you're really composing yourself.
Yeah, I decided to take my time, try and use a little bit of brains there. I just couldn't get it off the floor for that last rep. Everything had kind of gone.
Well done, you must be happy with that.
Yeah, very happy. It's the best I can do, so.
Thanks, Adam.
Cheers, thanks.
Please welcome from Canada.
So the next pairing, JF Caron there. Surprised a lot of people, especially Brian Shaw, by winning the opening event. And there he is, the pin-up, Obi. Used to be an offensive linesman during his university days.
Okay.
By which I mean an attacker. He wasn't just rude.
Ready, lift! Well, I expect to see Caron pull a number of reps here.
Lift.
He's very good at deadlift. He's got really long arms, and biomechanics help, of course. There you go, B. That first one looked painful.
Caron already on 3. He's got 4 to beat, remember. Forsmark's record. Will he do the 5th rep?
Yes, with ease, yeah. And he's going to put up a big number here. He knows he's got Shaw to follow. He's got over 30 seconds. Double figures is what I think you'll be gunning for. Ooh, but that was tough.
Lift.
Will he make the 8th rep? Oberst is out. I think Caron as well.
Finished.
He quits early, but a great score there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, it is 370 kilos. It's the heaviest ever we've used, and 7 reps is phenomenal. It's great for a 1 rep max. And
what happened to Oberst, though?
Well, I mean, his deadlift just isn't that great. Simple as that. He's more of an upper body man.
So am I.
Let's just have another look there. You see how long-armed Caron is. Look at the stretch on his shoulders. Incredible strain he's under.
The Zoolander look, I call that one. So the next pairing,
Please welcome from the United States of
Brian
America,
Shaw.
Brian Shaw.
I wouldn't say he'd been humiliated in the first event, but he certainly was surprised.
Representing Poland, Mateusz Baron.
Baron, the housewife's favourite, he works as a bouncer. Imagine, is your name on the list? My name is literally anything you want it to be, sir.
Ready, lift.
And we're off.
Oh, big Brian Shaw. Look, he barely fits in between the handles there. Is such enormous hips. He's off to a good start here. Baron's normally a good deadlifter, but he's struggling a little bit.
Absolutely. 3 reps straight away.
Down.
He's just really, really strong, Brian Shaw. There's, it's pretty simple. Deadlift is the king of lifts. It really does find out your weaknesses. There's 7. 1 more for Shaw to take the win.
Come on, Shaw. 1 more.
Down.
Easy. Shaw then, in the lead. Happy with that. He's proved something there, hasn't he?
Yes, and he's not going to do any more reps. He's a professional. He'll keep his energy. Baron, though, 4 reps. That just puts him ahead of Bishop, which is bad news for the Brit.
So Brian, he's done it. 8 reps.
And with 4 repetitions from Poland,
Baron
Mateusz
tying
Baron.
in 3rd place with 4.
Well done to Adam Bishop for a very respectable performance. Disaster for Robert Oberst, but it's Brian Shaw and JF Caron who get their car on, a pair looking in a different league. So after 2 events, while Adam keeps Robert Oberst company at the foot of the group, at the other end there's already 4.5 points between Caron and Shaw, and the rest. Closing that gap down on a man like Shaw won't be easy.
Coming into 2015 World's Strongest Man, really my #1 and biggest goal is to get my 3rd title. You know, there's a number of reasons for that. Probably the biggest one is to match Bill Kazmaier as the most World's Strongest Man titles ever as an American. When you look at different eras of strongman and the great champions in World's Strongest Man history, you obviously have Mariusz Pudzianowski with 5 titles, Magnus for Magnuson with 4, John Paul Sigmarsson with 4, Zadrunas now has 4. So, I mean, you have that list of guys that have, you know, been there, dominated their respective eras. If I were to get my 3rd title, I think that definitely adds my name to that list. It's a huge goal of mine and the major focus coming into World's Strongest Man this year.
A hard road ahead for the softly spoken American, and next up we head back to the marina for our first look this year at the Circus Barbell. Here's Danny and Colin.
Thank you. So the Circus Barbell, 60 seconds to hoist these globes above your head as many times as you can. They weigh the same as a small piano, just in case you'd like to try this at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Don't try this at home.
From Great Britain.
For Britain then, Adam Bishop tied for 5th. It's his first appearance in the World's Strongest Man competition. He's up against the Swede, Martin Forsmark. Both these guys have to put their all into this event if they are to move forward.
Ready, lift! Well, I expect Bishop to do pretty well here. It's very much like a clean and jerk, an Olympic weightlifting exercise, and of course that's something Adam Bishop's done a lot of, and indeed taught a lot of. Oh, he didn't lock that out.
Wasn't good.
You're right, Adam. I think that hurt. Must have hurt it. Went right on his knee.
He's up though. Will he continue? He's going to continue. Forsmark's managed 1 so far. But these are fairly wobbly, these weights.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, it's quite soft metal. Those are very heavy balls. And the way Bishop's trying to do it, watch, he tries to jerk, splits his legs, and that wobble makes it almost impossible to catch.
Not an event you could practice in your bedroom, this. Your mother would be furious.
I mean, it's...
Forsmark using everything he's got, including his belly.
Bishop gets it to straight arms that time, and that made the difference, you see.
Forsmark with 2. He didn't get the final rep, did he? Didn't manage it. So 2-1.
Yeah, this is going to prove to be very difficult with that wobbly bar. Just 2 reps. That's the leader.
And what happened to Bishop?
Well, I mean, I just hope his knee's okay. It looked very awkward the way he fell. And let's have another look at it here. You can see he was struggling to hang on to the wobble, and he split his legs. He jerked it like a traditional Olympic lifting event. Ow, that definitely hit him.
That's not good. So, well, Bishop gets some frozen peas. Let's have the next pairing. JF Caron, the co-leader. After 2 events, he's up against his rival, Brian Shaw, who's bounced back from a disappointing first event, doing very well now. 2 reps is the target to beat.
Well, I certainly expect Brian Shaw to do more than that. Carroll, remember we talked about those long arms and deadlift? Well, they're a bit of a hindrance here in any kind of pressing event. Big Brian using his stomach almost as a ledge, just to absorb some of the shock on the way up.
It seems to be a good technique, that. The bigger the belly, the easier it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it gives you a bit of ballast, but secondly, it gives you something to rest it on halfway up. The power stomach.
Powerful display by Shaw. He's got a reputation for cruising through to the finals, hasn't he, Shaw?
Yeah, well, there you go. Do you see his face there? I've done 3. Now he's just going to sit and watch Caron. He's in the lead. But he's got to be respectful. We still have another pair of men to come afterwards.
Shaw's back on it, going for the 4th rep. Very powerful. Happy with that. Caron, not so much.
He could do another one for sure, but there was time there, but he obviously thinks 4's enough, Shaw.
And that 4th rep by Shaw really does set the benchmark, doesn't it, for the next athletes, puts the pressure on.
Yeah, and it's also surprising how hard this is. Just 2 reps from Caron. He's a former WSM finalist. This is tough.
He's not happy. There it is. The belly of doom.
Indeed, yeah. Look at the tricep power. Presses it out without a problem.
I am copywriting that belly of doom thing.
Robert Oberst.
Oberst then. Down in 5th place, up against the Pole, Baron. And the pressure is on. 4 reps to beat from the mighty Shaw.
Ready, lift. Well, I'd expect OB. Oh, goodness.
Unusual start.
Remember I said he was an upper body man. If he gets it up there, he should press it.
So Baron straight there.
Yeah, in the lead. That's a surprise. Look at that. I mean, the power he's got in his shoulders is huge.
He was using his beard as well. They use whatever they've got.
If you got it, use it. And, well, Baron, that second one, not so easy. And for OB, if he can get it to his shoulders, he'll press it all day, Danny.
That's what I've heard. So, here we go, using the stomach again. The final push. 3rd rep, he needs to beat 4. Baron, slightly clumsy, Baron, the way he drops that.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting tired, that's what it is. And something appears to be wrong with his one of his legs anyway. Oberst has done 4. He's got more time, but he threw that bar away and it rolled off, so he's run out of time to beat Shaw.
Good. We have a medic coming on now. What actually happened there, Colin?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. He's been complaining of a sore foot coming into the contest. You can see when they pull his shoe off, well, I'm not sure if that's relief or agony. This is the final rep. I think he'd already done the damage by then.
Has he torn something, perhaps?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but let's hope he carries on.
That's gonna smart. Problems for Baron, but the barbell dominated by the American pair. Obi matching Big Brian in a much-needed boost to the bearded one's qualifying hopes. Mateusz then forced to withdraw from this year's event with a fractured foot. Let's hope we see him back in action soon. For the remaining 5 athletes, the race for the finals continues. Shaw and Caron looking good, with Martin Forsmark the nearest challenger. As for Oberst, with 5.5 points to make up, it's not impossible, but it still looks a very long shot to make the final. Obi struggling to find the force then so far in Heat 1. Now, one of the most spectacular events in World's Strongest Man is the keg toss, but as last year's finals showed, particularly that incredible performance from Hafthor Bjornsson, the big men were finding it almost easy. So instead of kegs this year, we've got these, the kettlebells, and they're likely to be no one's cup of tea. Heat 1 continues in a couple of minutes' time. Welcome back, everyone, to World's Strongest Man. Midway through Heat 1, and what's happened so far? Well, 2-time champion Brian Shaw made a strong start in the loading race, but Canada's JF Caron was even faster, taking the win. And the same pair finished 1 and 2 in the deadlift as well. Shaw, though, in first place this time, with another American, Robert Oberst, finishing a very surprising last. Obi bounced back, though, in the circus barbell, sharing top spot in the event with Shaw. So with 3 events to go, it's Shaw and Caron who are the men to beat, and next up, it's that kettlebell throw. And guiding us through the action are our commentators, Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Yes, that kettlebell throw. Sounds like a dance from the 50s. Normally done with kegs. This is the first year it's been done with kettlebells. 60 seconds to throw 7 kettlebells, which range in weight over a 4.7 metre bar. It's the same as throwing a series of small children over a double-decker bus, although that is, of course, illegal. Here's Bishop from Britain, placed 6th after the first 3 events. Forsmark has already had a go at this. He managed 1 bell, which isn't terrific, Colin.
No, I mean, it shows how difficult this is. It's the first time it's been done here at World's Strongest Man. I wonder if all 7 will actually be possible. Now, that's 23 kilos. The first 3 are all the same weight, and that was well over. So Bishop, he's explosive. He could be good at this.
As a man swinging something like that between his legs, I find this quite unsettling to watch, but these are professionals. Oh, he hit the bar there.
Well, you have to stay loose, like in all throwing events, and relaxed, and then build the speed up and explode at the top, and that was good. There's 4. Now look at the size of this one. It's getting bigger and bigger.
No, hasn't managed it. Going to have another crack at that one.
Well, as your power diminishes, you get tired, the weights get heavier and heavier.
15 seconds to go.
I think there's 15 seconds to go. Will he manage it?
And if he doesn't get it on this one, he's in trouble now. He's never going to do it.
5 seconds.
Never say never. Or, well, you can in that case.
Very good effort, actually. And Forsmark's 1. He's done 4. He's comfortably the leader.
Absolutely. 4 bells in 28.41.
Well, the first few just flew up. Good meter over the bar, and maybe he gave too much on those ones. Burnt himself out a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the USA,
we move on
Robert Oberst.
to Obi. Remember, the pin-up of this competition, more than 2 meters in height, this fella.
Yeah,
shades are on.
That's certainly going to help, Danny. Tall, long arms. I mean, you've already got an advantage. He's throwing it from about maybe 8 foot high already.
Someone in the audience there shouting relax to him. Very difficult to relax, I think, when there's a timer going and your job is to throw heavy kettlebells.
Yeah, I mean, throwing's a funny thing. It's like a relaxed explosion. You can't stay too tight. You need a long, rangy movement.
He's doing well, moving on to a heavier kettlebell now. He has to do well here, doesn't he, to really fight for that second qualification spot. 4 bells
Yeah, and it was about 30 seconds, the clock, when he did it, so he's behind Bishop. He needs this one to beat Bishop.
Very pleased I'm not a cameraman.
Yeah. I mean, these things are very heavy. They don't look so big next to OB. He's 6'8", 400 pounds, but believe you me.
He is struggling now, and I think he's had enough.
Yeah, he just snuck ahead of Bishop there with that fifth one.
Very good performance, though. 5 bells in 52.55.
Well, if someone like OB, very tall, explosive man, if he doesn't do all 7, I'm not sure the task is possible,
Ladies
Danny.
and gentlemen, please welcome
Anything
from
is
Canada,
possible, Colin.
JF
Remember that.
Caron.
JF Caron now, currently occupying that second qualification spot. This is an unfamiliar event, though, isn't it? Anything can happen. He's a guy that gets stuck in straight away. Look at this. Straight over.
Well, we know what a strong back he's got from the deadlift. He's very good there, and he's fit. He did a lot of reps.
Clearing the bar very well. He's looking to beat Adam Bishop's 4 bells in 28.41.
Jumping off the ground there, very explosive.
Or will he? I mean, it looks like he could make 5 or even 6 here.
Ooh, that was 4 in about 29 seconds. It'll be very close to Bishop's time.
Over the 5th bell now. He's looking a little more tired. Dainty little jump.
Yeah,
Didn't help.
Nearly got it. Just a couple inches away there. He should give that another go.
Okay. So, oh, look at that. 4 bells, 28.43. He's missed out on Bishop by 0.02 of a second.
Goodness, that was close. So Caron losing points there. That could be costly at the end of this heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the United States of America, Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw, the big man. With his big voice.
Ready! Brian, hands just off, yes? Ready!
You can see OB on the right-hand side of screen there watching on. He's done 5. Oh, my goodness.
How high was that?
That went into orbit.
Forget a double-decker bus.
Yeah, it's more like a small skyscraper. That's outrageous. But look at that big daddy at the end there. Now, he's probably thinking, I don't have to do it, so I'm not sure he will do it. Brian, with his professional attitude.
Look at this. He's already won the event. He's still going for it. 6th bell. Easy.
Yeah, he's going for 7. I think this is to prove a point to everybody. Remember last year, beaten in the keg toss in the final when he said he thought it was an unbeatable time. But look at this! Oh, just...
He does it. 7 bells in 42.07. And this being a new event, I mean, that's a new record then, isn't it?
Yeah, and it may well stand for a long time. That 7th only just got over. And Brian, I mean, he's perfectly built for this. Very impressive.
Brian, huge congratulations. That was amazing to watch. You did all 7, the first person ever to do so, and you just broke a new world record. Must be pleased with that one.
No, absolutely. Yeah, this is a new event, so I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. Just trying to find a rhythm through the first couple there, and I think it did all right, you know.
You said this is a new event, but you've had various forms in the past, which you've dominated.
Sure. I definitely like the explosive throwing events, so I knew I had a chance to be very good at it, so it was nice to finish all 7 and do good.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
Polite as ever, but meanwhile Shaw knocking 7 bells out of the rest of the field again. No one else even close, although a useful 2nd place for Robert Oberst and Adam Bishop beating Caron to 3rd in the Brits' best results so far. How costly might that prove for Caron? He is still 2nd, but Oberst has narrowed the gap between them to 3.5 points. Let's rejoin Charlie and Terry.
Our next event is one where our expert Terry is one of the best of all time. It's the truck pull. Well, in this case, it's a very big double-decker bus, which weighs 17.5 tons, and our strongmen have to pull it down a 25-metre track. Terry, you're the king of the truck, or the bus in this case. What makes you so successful?
Obviously, this is all about the start. Big start, giving it all your power from your legs, your arms, getting everything working together. Then the last 5 metres is going to be the toughest point. But, yeah, it's a combination of all-over body strength and huge body weight.
Who should we be looking out for?
I mean, this is definitely Brian Shaw's event in this group. He's the strongest guy in the group, and also on top of that, he's the heaviest guy in the group, so this should definitely be his event.
Well, thanks, Terry. I can't wait for this one. Well, our athletes over the past have pulled planes, trains and automobiles. Here's some of the best.
Wilhelm shooting at that leading time of Don Reinhardt.
And it's caked through easily to win.
Look at his arms, his biceps are absolutely massive. Oh, look at this. He's absolutely steaming down the course. He's growling at himself. Sven Carlsen is going like a train. I hate to say it, but it's true. A little bit ragged with his legs. The legs are actually all over the place.
Look at this, he's attacking the line. It's a good time.
So the bus pull then, 60 seconds to pull a bus 25 metres. The bus is 17.5 metric tons. That's the same as 3 elephants, if you measure things in elephants. Bishop has already had a crack at this one, hasn't he, Colin?
Yeah, he did his very best. He's the lightest man in the heat, which doesn't help. 13.25 metres. He didn't finish. Currently in second behind Big OB.
Here is Robert Oberst.
Yeah, wearing those rock climbing boots, but he just ground to a halt. 18.38 metres. Now 5 ahead of Bishop.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from
So we move
Sweden,
to Forsmark.
Martin Forsmark.
He really needs to do well here, doesn't he? This could be his moment to challenge for the second place spot. After this is just one more event. That's worth double points.
Ready, pull!
Yes, it is. The Atlas Stones double points this year, so Forsmark needs to keep in contention here. At least beat OB's 18 metres. And you know what? He's a deceptively big man.
There's nothing deceptively big about him, Colin. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You know, nearly 6'5", probably around about 350 pounds. He's not wearing the rock climbing boots, though, and it's something I've noticed. His feet are slightly slipping with every step, and, well, he's just wasting a bit of energy here, but he's going to cruise past Bishop, coming towards Oberst's 18 metres.
This bus may look slow, but it's a lot faster than some of the buses I've been on recently. And he's found his pace, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Now, there's a slight uphill section here from 20 to 25, just to make it all the harder. He's only got 10 seconds left to do it.
Really digging in now. Will the bus pass the line? It looks unlikely. And was.
Wow, that was so close. I mean, it's what? 0.8 of a metre away from finishing it. Absolute exhaustion.
But he is the current leader. That will have done him well, I think.
Yeah, he certainly used his whole body well there. Perhaps his upper body's a little weaker than some of the others. Someone like Shaw would have used the rope a lot better.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Canada, JF Caron.
So we move to Caron. He's in second place. He wants his third final. I hope this bus driver knew this was going to happen. Listen to that.
Yeah, a few big pulls at the start, two-footed drives just to get over that initial inertia. A little momentum, and now keep it going. You got to remember, he's probably about 40, 50 pounds lighter than Forsmark, so he's really low, using his arms very well there.
The size of those arms, he's almost horizontal here. This has to be hard on the toes as much as anything.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it definitely does hurt a little bit. You normally squeeze your feet into a small pair of climbing boots. And you know what? He's keeping this going well. He's past Bishop. He's heading towards Oberst's 18-metre mark. Still 20 seconds on the clock.
24.22 metres is the target that has been set by the Swede. Caron needs to do well here to secure qualification.
10 seconds. Oh, goodness me, and he's grinding to a halt.
Come along, he can do it. But will he? But the question is, has he beaten Forsmark? 24.22 is what he has to beat.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
Let's hear from Canada, JF Caron, everyone.
Well, I think he'll be a little disappointed to come so close to Forsmark and not beat him. A lot of energy expended there.
From the United States of America, Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw, once more,
Take
He has that reputation, doesn't he, for just cruising through. He'll want to give this his all, though.
Oh, yeah, but Big Brian, you know, mass pulls mass. There's no doubt about it. Terry said that is one of the important things, just being big and heavy. And, you know, he's 200 kilos. He always lies about his weight. He's a good 450 pounds or thereabouts.
38-inch thighs, I've read.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like a big waist. He's a monster, Brian.
Using quite quick steps here, isn't he? Getting a rhythm going.
Yeah, well, that's just because he's going through the gears. He's going faster than anybody else is, and, well, that's where Bishop made it to, and he's really got some good momentum going here for this final hill.
Just under 30 seconds to go. 24.22 meters is what he has to be. I think he's going to cruise through. Look at this.
I think he's going to do it easily, Danny. This looks superb. This last little hill.
Shaw manages it. 46.48 for the full 25 meters.
Superb. Big Brian, you know, the one man that could beat Terry Hollins in all those World's Strongest Man finals over the last 5-6 years was this man.
Not sure why he needed a mouth guard.
That is some tough tugging. Shaw, the only man then to cross the line. Sweden's Martin Forsmark taking second spot ahead of JF Caron, a result which once again shifts the race for second place. Because now Forsmark moves level with Oberst, the pair 4.5 points behind the Canadian. And remember, with double points available in our final event, that means it's still wide open for second place. Shaw on top then. Stay with us as we get our first look this year at the Atlas Stones as the battle for the top 2 spots in this heat reaches its conclusion. Welcome back to Malaysia for the climax of the opening heat. 2 spots in the final up for grabs and double points now available in the Atlas Stones. Let's rejoin Colin and Danny.
So the Atlas Stones, the final event, 60 seconds to hoist 5 huge stones onto various plinths. In the past, the plinths have been different heights. Now it's a level playing field, but the stones are heavier. Here's Britain's Adam Bishop. He was first.
Well, I think he put in a very credible performance. 3 stones in 33 seconds. That sets the benchmark for these 2 men.
Martin Forsmark, who is in 3rd place so far, the big Swede. He'll be taking on
States of America, Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Shaw's perhaps the best stone lifter in the world, Danny, so unlikely Forsmark's going to beat him here, but Brian doesn't really need to do these. I guess this is a training run for Brian. He has so many points already. He's pretty much in the final.
And the story here for Forsmark is really, it's a battle for second place, isn't it?
Well, I mean, ideally, he'll beat Shaw here and hope Caron has a complete shocker.
And these are worth double points. This event is worth double points, isn't it?
That's right. So you could get the maximum 12 points instead of 6 from this event. So it could give you a huge swing. Now, this stone would put him ahead of Bishop.
30 seconds!
Will he manage it?
Interestingly, Shaw's only done 3 stones as well. Now, that could put Shaw and Bishop between this man and Caron if Caron has a really bad run.
15 seconds now for Forsmark to hoist that last Atlas stone up.
10 seconds to go!
Is he going to do it? A little encouragement there from Shaw.
210 kilos or thereabouts this. It's the heaviest stone there's ever been at World's Strongest Man, and it's enormous.
That gentle fist bump enough to knock out a deer.
Well, you have to be impressed with what Forsmark's done there. 4 stones, 36 seconds. He's put himself very much in contention. It's down to Caron now.
15.16 seconds.
Guess what? The rain's coming.
America, Brian Shaw.
Unless his sweat is just extraordinarily powerful, Colin.
I'm sure it probably is. Everything is about Brian. There's Forsmark, that tacky glue on his arms. This helps you stick to the ball.
Please welcome from the United States of America, Robert Oberst.
So Oberst there with the beard tied for 3rd place really needs to give the performance of a lifetime here. He needs to get all 5 stones. He's got the spot that Obi and the Swede Forsmark want. He's pretty much in the driving seat here.
He is. It's all down to Caron, really. You can see he's got a comfortable gap ahead of the two men. Third equal on 16.5 points. Shaw, well, he's qualified already. We know that. You're right. It's down to the French-Canadian. There's Big OB. Sprints off here. And look, Danny, the rain is starting to get worse.
It is. How is that going to affect them? Presumably not well.
Well, I mean, it's not great if it's all over these stones. That makes them a little slippier, but Caron, no problem for him.
So Forsmark had a bit of an advantage there, it's fair to say. He in dry conditions?
Maybe fractionally. I mean, they're not exactly wet yet, and this race, it's, well, still got 35 seconds to go. If Caron pops this up, I think he may well be in the final.
So Caron is doing that. That's 4 there, in the rain as well. How is Obi doing? Not so well, struggling with the 3rd stone there.
I think Caron has done the maths, and he was quick on those 4 stones as well. While Obi
looks beaten, doesn't he?
Going to final, yes!
Don't talk to me that way.
Yeah. Well, Caron, he's pumped. 3rd World's Strongest Man final.
30 years old, that guy.
Yes, Obi still got a long career ahead of him to pick himself up and dust himself off, but this is the man of the moment. Him and Brian to the final.
Jeff, congratulations, you're through to the final with that 2nd spot. How much did you have to give on the Atlas stones to make sure you got it?
Oh, yes, but I'm really proud of me. But Atlas Stone is a good event for me. I just want to do a safe run, do 4 stones in good time, and that's it. But I'm happy with the new set of stones. I think I can do all in good time in final for sure.
Oh, great, we look forward to seeing that. So now talking about the final, what's in your head? What do you do from now to the final?
My first goal is improve my achievement for 2012. I finished in 8th place. I want to improve that. Maybe I may reach top 5. I don't know.
Just how far can Caron go? The Canadian certainly with a great performance there. Martin Forsmark, the only other man to complete 4 stones. And what a disappointing end to this heat for Robert Oberst. Disappointment too for Forsmark as we look at the final standings. Caron joining Brian Shaw as the first men to qualify for this year's World's Strongest Man final. Congratulations to them both. So, 2 men through, but that's just the beginning. Next time up, we'll be seeing if Englishman Graham Hicks can join them from Heat 2, where we'll also get our first look at the mighty mountain himself, Iceland's Hafthor Bjornsson, the Game of Thrones star who many feel has the potential to become one of the sport's true greats. Could this be his year? We'll see you next time on World's Strongest Man.